Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're diving into something that touches pretty much every single thing you buy or use. We're talking about quality. And maybe more importantly, what happens when it all goes wrong. Because as we're about to see, the fallout goes way, way deeper than just a bad review online.
So let's just start with the big question right out of the gate. What does a bad product really cost? I mean, you might think about the cost of a refund, right? Or maybe a replacement. But the truth is, the real cost is this gigantic hidden number that can actually sink entire companies and even hurt communities.
Okay, so before we can really understand the cost of failure, we have to get on the same page about what success even looks like. So what is quality? It's not just some corporate buzzword. Honestly, it's the absolute foundation of trust between a company and, well, you. At its very core, quality is simple. It's about meeting your expectations, or even better, exceeding them. And any time a product fails to do that, it's not just a little slip-up. It's the first domino in a chain reaction of defects, waste, and, you guessed it, unhappy customers.
And this isn't just a job for the people in one specific department. Nope, the companies that really get it right treat quality like a philosophy that touches everything. It's an all-hands-on-deck commitment known as Total Quality Management, or TQM. Basically, it's a promise from every single person in the company to always be getting better.
So what happens when that promise gets broken? Let's get into it. We're going to start with the costs that everyone can see. This is just the tip of a very, very big iceberg. These are the kinds of immediate, painful financial hits that you read about in the headlines.
Okay, so think about product recalls. A single average recall, just one, costs a company a jaw-dropping $10 million. That is an instant, massive punch to the gut for any business. And trust me, it happens way more often than you'd think.
And you think that's big? Well, it gets bigger. Check out this number, $50 billion. That's how much unplanned downtime costs U.S. manufacturers every year, and it's usually because some piece of equipment or a small part failed. $50 billion just gone. Lost productivity every single year.
So you take all these direct costs, redoing work, throwing out bad parts, paying out warranty claims, and they all fall under this umbrella called the cost of poor quality, or COPQ. Now get this, that can eat up anywhere from 10 to 40% of a company's entire operating budget. Just imagine, nearly half your money being spent just fixing mistakes instead of actually building something new. But that 10 to 40%, that's just the stuff you can see. That's the tip of the iceberg. The real damage, the part of the iceberg that really sinks the ship, is lurking just below the surface. We're talking about the hidden strategic costs that can poison a business for years.
A company's most valuable asset isn't its factories or its products. It's its reputation. And a major quality failure can absolutely shatter that reputation in a blink. A single big incident can make a company's brand value just plummet by up to 30%, almost overnight. And climbing out of that hole is incredibly hard.
And the damage just keeps compounding. It's a domino effect. First, you lose customer trust, and that is so hard to win back. Then your market share starts to shrink because people are, buying from your competitors. Negative reviews spread like wildfire online. And what about inside the company? Employee morale just tanks. Oh, and on top of all that, you've probably got lawyers calling about legal fines. It's this quiet, slow bleed that just undermines the entire business.
But you know what? The story doesn't just end with one company's spreadsheet. The deepest, most profound impact of poor quality ripples out from there, and it affects all of us in ways we might not even think about. This is where it gets personal.
I mean, let's be real. Poor quality puts our health and safety on the line. We're talking unsafe cars, contaminated food, harmful cosmetics. It also trashes our environment, right? All that extra waste from products that have to be thrown out, all the pollution from making things twice. And it makes economic inequality worse through job losses at failing companies and higher costs for consumers that hit lower-income families the hardest.
There's a quote that really just hits the nail on the head. Poor quality is an ecological issue, not just an economic one. When you think about it like that, it reframes the whole problem, doesn't it? Every defective phone, every recalled car part that ends up in a landfill, that's a direct hit on our planet. So, after all that doom and gloom, you're probably asking, what's the solution? Well, it's not about getting better at cleaning up messes. The only real cure is to fundamentally change how you think. It's all about moving towards prevention.
Look at the difference. The reactive approach, it's just pure chaos. It's constant firefighting, managing one crisis after another and saying we're sorry all the time. But the proactive approach is strategic. It's thoughtful. It's about designing good processes from the start, training your people, and embracing this idea of continuous improvement, you might have heard it called Kaizen, to stop problems before they even begin.
And this isn't just some vague idea. There are real, tangible tools to make this happen, like the PDCA cycle. It stands for Plan, Do, Check, Act. It's a really simple but super powerful way to test and implement changes. You plan a change you think will help. Then you do it, but on a small scale, like a little test. Then you check the results. Did it work? And finally, you act. If it was a success, you roll it out everywhere. If not, you go back to the beginning and start the cycle over. It turns prevention into a clear, manageable process. So really, the most crucial point is this. Thinking of quality as just another expense is a massive, massive mistake. Pouring money into good design, proper training, and smart processes, that's not a cost. That is the single best investment a company can make in its own survival and in the well-being of its customers and the community too.
And that really just leaves us with one final question to think about. Is quality just another line item on a spreadsheet that you try to manage and minimize? Or is it what it truly is, the absolute foundation that your entire business is built on? The answer to that question? Well, it changes everything. Thanks for watching.